Peace out, enjoy life, and live the adventure. Boom!
So Louis, for a man that has been daily vlogging for now nearly 5 years, you have consistently lived the dream, which of course is a tiring thing in itself. At what point do you see you started living the dream? Like, you obviously started YouTubing and you were enjoying yourself and you were traveling, but then there was obviously that moment. Was it one moment? Was it a catalyst of moments where you're like, this is it? For me personally, I'm content, now I'm living life.
Yeah, I'd say for a lot of you sitting out there, you may look at other people's lives, or you may imagine something in your future that excites you, but you feel like, oh, you're not there yet. How do you make those steps to, whether it's like travel the world or just be more adventurous? If I look back, it's interesting, this phrase of like living the dream. I remember when I was in my teenage years, even like, probably when I was like 18, 19, always dreamt of owning a double-decker bus and making it into like a really cool hangout space. You might know I'm a little bit obsessed with vehicles. Anyway, I remember probably for a period of 4 years, I would tell everyone, I'm getting a double-decker bus, and they're like, how are you going to do that? I'm like, I have no idea. But whenever I saw a double-decker bus, I used to turn to my friend and we'd look at each other and I'd say, we'd both say like, breathe the dream. It was like breathing the dream. It wasn't living the dream yet, but it was like this kind of making your life and your focus and what you desire to be, whatever it is. We all have different dreams, but for me, it wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't a sudden moment. It was like this mentality. It was this belief and just this, I guess, this real kind of determination to make something happen. And for me, it happened to be at that time getting hold of the bus. But yeah, I think that's what it comes down to for me. It didn't accidentally happen. It wasn't this overnight, suddenly I just woke up one day and like, oh, I found myself like living the dream. I think it's a lifelong pursuit. And that's why I think that's something to think about for you guys. If you're not passionate about changing your life, but you want to, I think, maybe you need to get injected with a bit of, passion and aggression to grab it.
When I realized that what we've been fed is what the definition of success is supposed to be, a certain amount of money, house, car, whatever, I had a moment, basically at the end of high school when we were applying to colleges and stuff, when I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be pursuing that dream. And everyone around me was. They were like applying to Harvard, all this stuff. And I was like, that's really not what I want to do. And as soon as I pulled away from that and I focused on what I think success is, just what makes me happy. Like, how do I live my life in a way that I'm gonna not regret anything and I'm just gonna be happy at the end of the day? When I figured that out, I kind of like built a community around me of people, like a lot of my friends didn't agree with that, and they're still my friends and I love them. I'm not saying like ditch people, but I definitely started finding more and more people that had that in common. Once you like have this dream in your mind and you're thinking about it constantly, you're talking about it constantly, you're just gonna find people that agree with you and that have similar dreams.
Money? Yeah. I can talk about money because when I quit my job to do YouTube full time, I was like, all right, I don't really care if I have no money for the next year. I just want to travel, see the world, and do it on a broke backpacker's budget. And I worked as just a fill-in position for repairing a Best Buy. They were putting up paneling on the sidewall. I was being paid cash, maybe making like 15 bucks an hour Canadian. And I did that like, 12-hour days for about 3 weeks. That was enough money for me to buy that one-way plane ticket to Thailand and have a little bit of money to just burn while I was there and try to find a way to become sustainable. So with basically about 3 grand, I went to Thailand, bought a one-way ticket, and had no idea how I was going to do it. And you could say 3 grand's a lot of money, but any of us in this room can make 3 grand just by working really hard for a little bit of time, getting that job that's fast cash. It doesn't have to be a career move, it can just be fast cash, and then you put it towards the thing you're really passionate about. And the thing that's really cool is, like, especially Thailand, you get there, things are like a third of the price. Your buying power is just so much greater, and that's how I was able to take something that people would believe is not enough to travel and turn it into a full-time job. People in the travel community are so open, and you definitely shouldn't let money be the #1 thing stopping you from going out there and doing it.
You definitely shouldn't. There's so many resources out there. Money is, I hear it all the time, that money is the #1 thing holding people back. There are so many ways that you can cut expenses in your life. You can budget, you can save up. I just did 2 30-minute videos about saving up and budgeting for travel.